What in the world happened to Star Trek? I mean, I just finished watching the new one, the latest one, Starfleet Academy. I'm not a Trekkie, all right? You'll never catch me at a Star Trek convention. No. The closest of being a Trekkie that I am is on the thumbnail. Did you see my thumbnail? Yeah? Okay, all right. Now, I just finished watching this, and let me tell you, before I give my review, a lot of people are putting down the entire thing. I'm not going to do that. A lot of people are saying what you should not watch. And they say if you watch Star Trek, the new one, the spinoff, then you're an idiot. I'm not going to do that. I don't like people putting down my show. I don't like people putting down the movies that I watch. Constructive criticism is different. I'm going to give some constructive criticism from a writer's point of view. Just to let you know my credentials, I watched the original Star Trek. Yeah, the golden era with Captain, whatever his name is, Kirk, right? That's how good I know Star Trek. That was cool. This is authentic Star Trek. I even got into some of the spin-offs with Captain Janeway, Star Trek, the Voyager, right? Was that a thing? And then I watched 7 of 9. Remember her? Yeah, her. 7 of 9. I forgot what spin-off she was in. And then I even watched Star Trek Discovery. Then it got a little bit weird. Star Trek Discovery did. I watched the entire thing. With Starfleet Academy, if you haven't watched Star Trek Discovery, then you're going to be totally lost. You're not going to know what's going on because they talk about the burn. What is the burn, right? They talk about building a new school. You have no clue. So you have to watch Starfleet, or better yet, Star Trek Discovery first. Now, let's move on to the good stuff. Now, take a look at this. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. It's not very convincing, isn't it? The problem with the whole series, doesn't have to do with the special effects. It doesn't have to do with the casting or the acting, but the acting is questionable. It has to do with the writing. You need to have the proper dialogue to put this into motion, and they don't. Did the writers of the show fall asleep? It feels like to me that they're just painting by numbers. That's what it feels like. You know what painting by numbers is, right? Well, that's what the show is like. They say, okay, let's put this scene over here. This character has to say this. He has to do this. So, take a look at this.
To the people around you. And that connection is where time and space really live.
I don't need connection.
Yeah. You're a genius who owns all the suffering. I only know 2 things, kid. Number 1, old age and treachery always triumph over youth and a smart mouth.
That guy, he's supposed to be the bad boy of the story. And I knew exactly where it was going. This is what I mean by painting by numbers. He looks like he's a criminal. But you knew, and I knew, that he was going to be the main star of the show. He was going to be a hero. He's going to have a hero's arc. But they didn't do it well. On Star Trek Discovery, the one before with Michael Burnham, I think that's her name, she started off as a rebel, but then she became heroic. But we believed in her path. That seemed more organic than this guy. It definitely seemed more organic. This other guy, it seems like they were putting it together inauthentically. You got to be careful. When you're writing your stories, it has to be from a good place. It can't just be painting by numbers or writing by a committee. This one felt like it was a board of writers, and it probably was. Because a lot of these teams, they have like around 20 or more people, more writers, and they decide. But it didn't have a unique presence with this Star Trek. You know, like
Bathymetric detonation in 10, 9, 8, 7.
Well, Beverly,
6.
it's all on you now.
5, 4.
Picard. You know the spin-off show Picard? That was a good one. That had presence. That felt like a Star Trek show. It felt like somebody was at the helm and navigating the whole thing, rather than having to have a whole bunch of voices saying we need to change this, we need to do that and this. So when you're writing your story, have a commanding voice. Also, another thing that they didn't do well with Starfleet Academy is that they made the story feel like everyone is included. It's all about inclusion. We got to make sure that there's enough groups in the show that people will pay attention to it. It felt like they were all about being inclusive more than about telling a good story. It felt that they wanted to preach a message more about the plot. And when you have that, as a writer, you're going to lose your audience. So when you're writing your story, even if you have a very good message, even if you have something political, you got to be suave about it. You can't be too, what they call on the nose, too obvious. And this one was way too obvious. I remember there were some controversial episodes of the original Star Trek, and they did such a good job about it because they brought in social issues, but they didn't make it campy. They didn't make it weak toast. They made it strong. They made it in a way that you got the message, but they weren't banging you over the head with it. They didn't say racism is wrong, bang. The original Star Trek didn't do that, right? They were clever, but this one, no. They're going about it in a totally other way. They want to drive home the message first and not the story. Another thing that you need to watch as a writer, and I touched on this as well, is the dialogue. This show has weak dialogue, and they could have strengthened it. They really could have. I'm not sure if it's the actors, but really it's the writing.
Rip out my own stomach, choke on it before even one of you lets fear win the day. Do you hear me? You will not live in fear.
The original Star Trek and also Picard and the other Star Trek that you enjoy, they had significantly strong writing involved in it. And another thing, and I know that there's some people that they really want Star Trek to progress. I'm all about progression, and I think it's important. You have two different camps. You have one camp that doesn't want Star Trek to change. It's their beloved Star Trek. They don't want it, they want it to be the same. They want it to be like Captain Kirk. They don't want it to move forward. And then you have another camp that wants it to evolve with the times. So when you turn on the news and that's what's going on in the news, they want Star Trek to reflect what they're going through. I get that, right? Two different camps. And I'm all for progression, as I said. But I think that this Star Trek, they went a little bit too far because then it doesn't feel like Star Trek anymore. You could progress things. You could move everything forward, but you have to remember your audience, your core audience. And that's another thing as well. When you're writing your stories, and if your core audience feels that they have they're lost in your story, then you have to look at that seriously and make some changes. It's important to, because if you don't make the changes, you're going to lose them. If you say, well, forget about everyone that liked our stuff before, we're going to move on to this other world. And that was the problem. So to sum it all up, did I like the show? No, it's not for me, but you could watch it. Again, you have your own mind, your own imagination. And in fact, if you were a writer, I want you to sit through it. You don't have to sit through all 3 episodes. You don't have to do that to yourself. I did because I want you to understand what the show is about. But sometimes it's good to know what not to do. That's why I enjoy watching shows like this. And so when I see it, I say, wow, I'm not going to write my characters like that. I'm not going to have the commander, and that's another thing. The commander, she's supposed to be in charge of the whole thing. She looked like a hippie, a space hippie. I know that's what they wanted her to be like. Her hair was all frizzled. She didn't have that commanding presence. And when she sat on her captain's chair, she was all cuddled up. There's this one scene, I think it's in episode 3. She was speaking to some other commander, right? They're not even on the same team. But she was lounging on her sofa, Captain lounging as she was talking to this guy. You won't see Captain Picard doing that. You won't see Kirk doing that, or even Spock. But she did. So that was, I know, I said I wasn't going to trash it, but I have to point that out to you. So these are things that you should not do. And Starfleet gives you a window for you. It's in a way, it's a negative way for you to understand what you shouldn't be doing as a writer. Let me know what you think. Are you in love with this show, or do you despise it? Leave all your comments below. I want to know exactly what you think. And also, what is the best spin-off for Star Trek? I think it was Picard. I really enjoyed Picard. I think that was the best spin-off. You may say Deep Space Nine. Who knows? Also, just before I go, another thing that really upset me with this one is the interpersonal relationships. Starfleet Academy felt like a soap opera starring teenagers. It just did. I mean, I'm not in it for the romance. I'm in it for the military action. Even William Shatner doesn't like Starfleet Academy. He says the interpersonal relationships, it drags the story down. Where's the military? Where's the strong force? But again, I'm only one dude doing this. Thank you so much for watching. Please spread the word. And also, if you want to watch a show that I think that gets these components right, then listen to Welcome to Earth Stories. It's my sci-fi audio drama. All the details is in the links. Thank you for Oral Brooks, my cameraman, my producer, and you take care.